Greetings, children. Welcome to my channel, Inside Accountancy by Shakun. Today we'll be talking about Chapter 8, Journal. The contents of this video are format of journal, steps in journalizing, some simple journal entries along with examples. Journal, as I've already explained in my previous video, is a chronological record of financial transactions of a business. So basically, the business transactions which are financial in nature are recorded in sequence as and when they occur into the books of records, books of accounts, and the book of original entry, that is journal. So journal is the book, the first book where any financial transaction is recorded as and when it occurs. For more details about journal, its meaning, its features, advantages and disadvantages, you can click on the I button for more details. Moving on, this is the format of journal where we have 5 columns. We have the date column where the date, year and the date is given along with the month and the date. Then in the particulars column, we write the account to be debited and the account to be credited. Next to the account to be debited, we always write debit. But in case of the account to be credited, we write a prefix, that is to indicate that this particular account is credited. Now the account to be debited, the amount is written in the debit column, and for the account to be credited, the amount is written in the credit column. Ledger folio is nothing but the page number of your ledger book. It indicates, like for example, if next to Mohan I have written 43, so this means in the ledger book on page number 43 Mohan's account shall appear. So please note that when you record the account to be debited, in the same line in the debit column you have to record the amount, the 3000. And when you record the account to be credited, again in the same line but in the credit column you have to write the amount. Both the debit and credits are always equal. After passing one entry, a line is passed indicating that one journal entry is over and then we move on to another one. So basically this is the format, and this particular thing is known as a journal entry. One more thing, after passing an entry, you always are required to write the narration, which is a brief description about the journal entry. The narration always starts with B. Again, I have talked about in detail about the format of journal in my previous video. Kindly click on the I button for more details. Moving on. Now we shall talk about simple journal entries. Simple journal entries are those entries where in one transaction there are only 2 accounts that are affected. One is debit and the other is credit. So in simple journal entry, only 2 accounts appear, debit and credit, and we shall talk about these journal entries with the help of certain examples. The first transaction that I've taken is started business with cash, or commenced business with cash, or introduced capital in the business. Now all these transactions are basically the same. The same thing has been written in 3 different ways. The treatment again would be same for all these 3 transactions. The first step in journalizing is you need to identify the account. So if we identify the account in this transaction, we can identify started business. So started business means it is a capital account, and we can identify the cash account. So after you identify the accounts, then you need to determine their nature. Okay. So cash is a real account and capital is a personal account. Now depending upon the nature, the rule of debit and credit shall be applied. In case of real accounts, the rule is debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Now since cash is coming in the business, so cash account should be debited. In case of capital account, which is a personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Now the proprietor, the owner is the giver, therefore his account should be credited. Please note that capital account is the account of the proprietor into the business. Therefore, our journal entry will be, since cash is to be debited, so cash account we've written here and followed by DR, and capital account is to be credited. So before capital account we have written 2. Also note that I have left some space here to indicate that this is the credit account to be credited. The amount has been written respectively in the debit and credit column, followed by the narration being the amount invested in business. So this is the journal entry which you pass for all these transactions. So any transaction if is given to you, you have to pass this same journal entry. Moving on, the next transaction is purchased goods against cash, goods bought for cash, goods bought for cash from Aman. Again, all these three transactions are same. But a question might be coming to your minds that in the last transaction, a person's name is given, but the name is not given in the first two transactions. Even then, I'm saying that all these transactions are same. This is because of the fact that the accounts which are identified in this transaction are purchases and cash. Now, in the last transaction also, the accounts which are identified are purchases, since goods bought, so purchases, and cash. Why cash? Because even though we have purchased from Aman, but it has been specified that the payment has been made. Since the payment has been made, so therefore we identify cash account. So in a transaction, when the name is given, but along with that cash is also mentioned, then we always identify the cash account. Okay, so two accounts are identified: purchases account and cash account. Cash, as you know, is a real account and purchases is a nominal account. Apply the rule of real account: debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Since we are purchasing, so cash is going out, therefore it is to be credited. And purchase, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. That is the rule of nominal account. So purchase is an expense, therefore it should be debited. Since purchase is to be debited, so purchase account has been written first, followed by DR, and cash is to be credited, therefore cash has been written in the next line with a prefix of 2. The amount has been respectively written in the debit and credit column, being the goods purchased for cash. That is the narration. If in the same transaction, the transaction was given as this: purchased furniture from Raj Brothers 40,000. That is, cash was not mentioned here. In such a situation, our treatment will be changed. See, this is the same transaction. The only difference being here it is mentioned for cash. Here it is not mentioned. So in this case, in this transaction, in this one, if we identify the accounts, our accounts will be again furniture, which is a real account, and then Raj Brothers, which is a personal account. So furniture obviously will be debited because it is a real account. It is coming in the business. And Raj Brothers, being a personal account, will be credited. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So our journal entry will be changed, and in case of cash account, Raj Brothers account will appear. That's a slight change. Moving on. Sold goods against cash 20,000, or goods sold for cash 20,000, or goods sold for cash to Arjun 20,000. Again, all these transactions are same. We are going to ignore Arjun because cash is specified here. The accounts to be identified are sales and cash in all these three cases. Sales is a nominal account, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Sale is an income, therefore it is credited. Cash is a real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Since cash is coming in, we are making sales, so therefore it is debited. Thus our journal entry is cash debited to sales. Please note, I'm again and again saying that the account to be debited is followed by DR, and the account to be credited is there is a prefix attached to it, that is to. For it should always be followed by the narration, being the goods sold for cash. Moving on. Sold goods against check, or goods sold and received a check, or goods sold to Arjun against check. Again, all these transactions are similar to the ones we just studied. The only difference is instead of cash, I've written check here. So sales and bank are the two accounts that are identified. Sales is a nominal account. It's an income, therefore CR. Bank is a personal account. debit the receiver, credit the giver. Since the money, we are receiving the money in our bank account, therefore bank is debited to sales, being the goods sold against check, and the respective amounts are written on the debit and credit side. Moving on, sold furniture for cash or sold furniture to Ramesh for cash. Again, both the transactions are same, although the name is given here, but still cash is mentioned, so we are going to ignore the name. The accounts to be identified are furniture, which is a real account, and cash, again, which is a real account. We apply the rule of real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Furniture is going out, therefore it is credited, and cash is coming in, therefore cash account is debited. So our entry will be cash to furniture. Please note, we are not going to write sales account here. Why? Because we are selling our furniture, which is our asset. We are not selling goods. Had it been goods instead of furniture, then we could have written sales account here. But since this is an asset which is sold, therefore the name of the asset will appear, not sales account. Sales and purchases are only used in case of goods. Moving on. Suppose in this transaction it was written sold furniture to Ramesh 40,000. That is, the difference is for cash is not written. In such a situation, the two accounts which are identified are furniture and Ramesh. So these are the two accounts identified. Furniture obviously is a real account. It is going out, so it will be credited. But Ramesh is a personal account and Ramesh account will be debited because Ramesh is the receiver. So instead of cash account, if this journal entry is to be written, if this transaction is to be journalized, then instead of cash, we will have Ramesh. So Ramesh account DR to furniture account. Moving on. Paid salary rupees 10,000, salary paid for the month of December rupees 10,000, salary paid to staff 10,000. Again, the accounts to be identified, whether it is written or not. We know that when we are going to pay salary, we are going to pay it through cash or maybe through bank also. So the accounts which are identified are salary account and cash account. Salary is a nominal account, debit all expenses, therefore salary is debited. And cash is a real account, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash is going out, therefore credited. Now how do we know that salary is an expense? We look at the word paid here. Paid is written in all three. So obviously if we are paying for something, that means it is our expenditure. Therefore salary is debited, and to cash, amounts written in the debit and credit being salary paid in cash. Okay, so the next transaction is commission received 10,000. Commission received for the month of December 10,000. Commission received from head office 10,000. Again, in all the transactions, commission has been received. That means it is an income. Commission being a nominal account and being an income should be credited. And the other account that is identified, it's nothing written here. So obviously we are going to receive it through cash. Cash being a real account, and since we are receiving it, it is coming in. So therefore it is debited. So our journal entry is cash account DR to commission, being commission received in cash. Moving on. Received cash from the debtor Amit rupees 5,000. Now again, the accounts to be identified here are cash and Amit. Amit is a personal account. We apply the rule of personal account here. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Received cash from Amit means Amit is the giver, therefore CR. And received cash, cash is coming in, therefore DR. So our entry is cash account DR to Amit account, being cash received from Amit. Moving on. Paid to Surjit the creditor. Again, the accounts to be identified here are Surjit and cash. Surjit is a personal account. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Surjit here is the receiver because we are paying to him. And cash is a real account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Since we are making a payment, cash is going out. Therefore, our entry is Surjit account DR to cash account. Moving on. Goods returned by Sham 4,000 or return inwards by Sham 4,000. So it might be a possibility that the goods that we have sold to somebody, they might be defective or they might not be according to the standards and they may be returned back to us. So goods returned by Shyam means that we had made some sales to Shyam and now he is returning those goods back to us. So that is why we also call it return inwards, because the goods are coming in to the business. And this is also called as sales return. So return inwards and sales return is one and the same thing. The accounts to be identified are goods returned, that is return inwards, and Shyam. Shyam is a personal account. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Goods are returned by Shyam, he is the giver, therefore CR. And return inwards is a nominal account, it's an expense, therefore DR. Why expense? Because the goods are returned back to us. So that is why it is considered as an expense. Therefore, the entry is return inwards. Instead of return inwards, you can also write sales return account DR to Shyam account, being the goods returned by Shyam. Moving on, goods returned to Raj, return outwards to Raj. So now we are returning the goods which are not matching to our standards or which may be defective. So we are returning. That means we must have made purchases from Raj and now we are going to return it back. So we call it return outwards because goods are going out, and we also call it purchase return. So the accounts to be identified here are goods returned means that return outwards is identified, and Raj is a personal account. So being a personal account, Raj is debited because we are returning the goods to Raj. He is a receiver, therefore DR, and return outwards is an income because we are returning the goods. Now our money will be returned back. So therefore it is a CR balance. So Raj account DR to return outwards is our journal entry being cash received from Raj. In this video, we have talked about the format of journal, the various steps which we have to follow in journalizing, some simple journal entries, the basics of recording transactions in the books of accounts with the help of certain examples. I hope the content is clear to you. If you liked it, please like my video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button in case you want to get notified. Any queries that you have, you can email me or leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much for being so patient.